throwing off the vibe, man, I don't got time. It's all about the vibe, oh, that I got time. I ain't got the goons, stack with me. Don't come through, we're back in the G. You ain't with the vibe, don't waste my time. Yeah, what's good like making? In the making, a young tycoon that's sicker than typhoid and spit like a typhoon to the rain. Live in the streets where the money's hunted by drainages. If it's aimless, ain't a single thing that can change it, I'm changing it. Get your dollar straight and circulate, then gang with it. Aim for your partner, pocket and pop, that's dangerous. If you ain't with it, you throwing off the vibe, man, I don't got time for that. It's all about the vibe, all that I got time for. I ain't got the goons, stack with me. Don't come through, we're back in the G. You ain't with the vibe, don't waste my time.
The NFL on EA Sports has come to the Twin Cities at U.S. Bank Stadium in downtown Minneapolis.
Straight ahead, we've got a pretty good one on tap here, as it'll be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Minnesota Vikings.
Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
Cousins looking to put it up right away.
And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on first down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Cousins.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield.
And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown.
Justin Jefferson,
75 yards.
And the Vikings go down the field in just 2 plays to take the early lead.
Greg Joseph on for the extra point. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And this one's incomplete. Charles, already trailing by a touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
On 2nd down, here's Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. And that'll be incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. They snap it at 1. Now it's Jackson.
That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. But this seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that first down on 3rd down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot, and they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also in that spot of the field where you would take a shot. Do you change that up just because you're down a touchdown?
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
From just shy of midfield, here's a 2nd down and 4. Another run here with Dobbins.
And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard.
That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, and defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. To throw is Jackson.
This one incomplete. Probably should have been picked. A little nonchalant with the throw to the safety valve, but it's 4th down.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
Off the field, they'll stay put on 4th and 1. Jackson. They'll roll him out right. Past the 20. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
Oh, Lamar Jackson just so electric, Charles, when he gets into open space, and we saw Exhibit A right there.
You know something? I'm standing up here in the booth next to you watching the play. He buckled my ankles on that one as well. It doesn't matter whether you're actually on the field trying to chase him or you're just watching him play. This guy is sheer excitement.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked up by Joe Williams. And the Vikings are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Jadeveon Clowney showing the explosiveness on the sack.
Well, that's an excellent way to get the pass rush activated. The first sack of the game for them comes on the first play of the drive, and it makes it very tough for the opponent to pick up a first down now, playing behind the sticks.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. To throw, Cousins. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion, one more good rep, and they get off the field.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And now the Ravens are going to take another timeout. And that's their 2nd charge timeout here in this 1st quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3-and-out and giving the ball back to their offense?
That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
A big mistake last time they were on the field, tossing that interception inside the red zone and really taking away what had been a pretty successful drive up to that point.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any question about it. As they head out on the field for this drive, that whole offensive unit is just thinking redemption. You know, they moved it really well, didn't pay it off. This time, they want to make sure that ball ends up in the end zone, and they're the ones possessing it.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. Flush to his right. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a 1st.
Well, I don't want to be a jinx partner and put the whammy on him, but I think we could be looking at all-time damn the ground with the way that he's going. Only a few quarterbacks in this league are capable of a 100-yard game, and he's halfway there just in the 1st quarter. This is a record-setting pace. Hopefully, he can keep it up, and we can have fun watching it.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. This drive starts with 2 steps forward and now 1 back. A pair of 1st downs, and here a loss of yardage.
Partner, one thing I was lousy at growing up, track and field. I could never anticipate the start, before a race, but how about that backer? He figured it out, jumped the count, and turned it into a really nice play for his defense.
On second down, Jackson flushed out right. And he'll just get rid of it.
That was not a real confident throw right there, and he's just 2 of 7 to start the game. Now he's going to have to find a groove with a big third down coming up. Let's see if his confidence can increase.
Complete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now it's Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This from 54 yards away. Tucker's kick is good, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away.
Kene Nwagu now out of his end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Meanwhile, Cousins' throw pulled in by Jefferson.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
That, I believe, will put him over 100 yards receiving for the game. Yes, it will. And he's got a first down to boot. On play action, Cousins. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Jadeveon Clowney. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
On second down, this is Madison.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Caught the defense off guard there a bit on second and long, but now you still have to deal with third and long.
Yeah, you do, but you feel pretty good about the last play, don't you? And maybe it gives you a little bit of confidence dialing up the next one, that maybe your team will believe in it when you send it in.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Well, that's one way to convert on third down, picking up 26 yards. First down, here's Cousins.
Well, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
What will look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. The kick by Joseph is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the 2 teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Andrew Booth puts it off. And the return will stop right around the 25. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, Davis.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
They started this drive backed up against the wall by the turnover. But I love their fight. Planted their feet and forced the incompletion on 1st down.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They'll go Madison up the middle. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Alexander Madison, 25 yards. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
You get in a 2nd and long situation down here in the red zone, I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Joseph connects on the extra point, and the lead is now 17-3. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, That answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Now Jackson on second down, being chased out left. This throw taken in by Isaiah Likely. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Jackson escaping the pressure right. He completes it to Beckham. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
So often when we're watching a football game, we see one with a lot of ebbs and flows, and this one is no different. And sometimes you just need a big play to wake you up a bit. And they get one right there. That shot of caffeine this offense was looking for.
This is first and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Dobbins will take this into the end zone. It's a Ravens touchdown. Well, that was a quick drive. The passing game set it up, and then the running game finishes it off.
And how about how few plays it was to get it done, but they threw it downfield and then pounded it into the end zone. And as a former defender, I can tell you, it hurts just a little bit more when they run it into the end zone instead of throwing it.
Justin Tucker for the extra point. And it's up through the goalposts. It's 17-10. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with a 7-point lead, they'll likely look to take this to the locker room and not really press the issue. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
They gave it a shot with a deep pass, but it wasn't going to work there. And now there's less time for them to try and get 3 before the half. Let's see what they dial up on this next snap.
Now a second down throw for Cousins. And that's complete to K.J. Osborne. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Now Cousins here on the bootleg. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Jadeveon Clowney able to get in there yet again. That's already 3 sacks for him here in this first half of football. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon, getting set for quarter number 3 here. One touchdown is the difference. 17-10 our score, and we are back underway on EA Sports. And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
Well, out of the locker rooms here they come. Their first drive of the third quarter. And, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, but we got a tight one and set up to be a very entertaining second half.
And as we know, partner, in the NFL, there's trailing and there's trailing, right? Sometimes you're discouraged by how much you're down, but in this case, this is a tight ball game, so there's a sense of optimism here. I think they went into half and looked at their play sheet and said, these are the plays we really like. What do you say we use them to start the second half and get us going?
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Throwing is Jackson. Steps away to his left.
Oh, for the third time, Jackson going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Byron Murphy. Down the right sideline. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, Charles, just some visibly frustrated players and coaches on that sideline right now because those halftime adjustments didn't work. The turnover problems continuing here in the second half, and the defense now sitting pretty comfortably as a result of that pick six.
I think that's a great observation too, Brandon, because they did make adjustments at halftime. But how about this other group staying a step ahead despite whatever happened in that other locker room? No surprise they're leading, and it's appropriate that those defenders got to add to the lead directly.
Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
And sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Off the play fake to Dobbins. Here's Jackson.
He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Andrew Booth picks it off.
And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Here's Madison running on 1st down.
41 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
From the 35, back to work on 2nd and 4.
Going to run with Madison again. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line.
4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Running from the shotgun with Madison. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
From the 31, here's a 2nd and 9. Play action now. Cousins. He's got him in. Complete. Touchdown, Vikings. K.J. Osborne, 31 yards. And the Vikings have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Well, they went play action there and set it up nicely for him. I mean, he can flat fly, and they hit him downfield.
And it doesn't take much to create that extra bit of space that a guy of his speed needs. If you go play action, all you want is just a moment where the guys covering take their attention somewhere else, and then he's by him. And once he's by him, there's no catching him. As they always like to say, if a receiver's even to a defensive back, that means he's leaving.
Unless that DB is Charles Davis, right?
In that case, he left me a long time ago.
Come on now.
Trust me.
No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Flush to his right. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years, but here we go. That's into a crowd and intercepted. There he goes, left side. And the Ravens are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Jackson. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. I think it's safe to say this is a game he's not going to forget anytime soon, Charles. 3 interceptions.
It's rare that we see 3 interceptions by one team, let alone by an individual. And I think that after the 2nd one, he's probably telling his teammates, any ball that's in the air, it's going to be mine. And that turned out to be true.
Pretty good results here on the first down run as he takes us forward for about 6. So from the 37, here's a 2nd and 4. Draw play, Madison, and that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 8. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. 67 yards on the ground for him so far. Well, they'll take that every time with a lead. First down, 4th quarter, getting 8 yards. You love that.
They will take it, and you have to ask the defensive guys, why did you give it? I mean, you know the situation. You're down, have to stop them, have to get the football back. But 8 yards on first down puts them back on their heels.
Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
Got an open man finding Jefferson. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, if this defense has any hopes of getting back into this game, they've got to start right here and keep these guys out of the end zone. That's a good step 1 on that play.
From the gun, here's Cousins. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They may be snapping the ball near the goal line, but all you're thinking defensively, keep them out of the end zone. Force the incompletion, force them into going for 3, and not giving up 6.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Now Cousins. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Jadeveon Clowney. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. Joseph's got it, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think, Odell Beckham Jr. On the move past the 40. And finally down at the 36-yard line. 39 yards there, a big one.
To get back in this ball game, big plays are going to be necessary. And here's one right on cue. Coming up with 3 scores here in the fourth is not going to be an easy task. But that's good work there to bite off a chunk of yards.
Flushed out right. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Well, another fine run right there for Lamar Jackson. And CD, that one puts him over 100 yards now for the ball game.
And remember when all we talked about were 100-yard games from running backs? That when a quarterback did it was a surprise? Well, Lamar Jackson, that's part of the package as well. He'll have as many 100-yard games in the season as the top running backs in the league.
Now Jackson on first down. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Odell Beckham, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Ravens get a bit closer. He's got them out now to a 3-score lead here in the fourth quarter after that one, CD. And, well, he looked right off the line like he knew that that ball was coming his way, and he secured it for 6 points.
Yeah, and I think when you're leading by a healthy margin already, it actually loosens you up and allows you to take maybe a few more chances and definitely play with more confidence, because he certainly saw something he could exploit in the defense, and he made sure to let his quarterback know, just get it to me. And the rest was all up to him, and he delivered and made it a 3-score game.
Jackson and the Ravens still on the field. They'll go for 2. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation, this time unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
He finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2. Another carry now for Madison.
And he'll take this one down to about the 40.
And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
On third down, Cousins. He has his target. It's Addison. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Oh, that was a pretty route right there, because it's all about finding a window on a route like that. He lined up on his left, ran the deep in route over the middle, and the ball was right where it needed to be. Really good trust between quarterback and receiver. Really good completion.
Here's a give to Madison running right. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Listen to me. Wait, hot, hot. Wait, hot. Wait, hot.
Here's Madison getting it again on second. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Alexander Madison
with his second touchdown of the afternoon, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Joseph connects on the extra point, and they open the lead up now to 25. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their...
I can teach you how to get paid, how to get by, and how to get fly. I can teach you how to get cake, if not the whole thing, at least a little slice. Honestly, I'm an immaculate anomaly. I'm an organic organism, ain't no ordinary organs in them. I can't afford any synonymy. That's why my flow is like a cinnamon tsunami with the lemongrass. Ooh, ooh, let me know what you wanna do. If you wanna build, I'm Bobby. If not, then kick it in the lobby. I got a lot to do. Ooh, I'ma watch what you gonna do. If you gonna build, I'm Bobby. If not, then chuck a deuce. You throwing off the vibe, man, I don't die time. It's all about the vibe, all that I got time. I ain't got the goose, stack with me. Don't come through with bad energy. You ain't with the vibe, don't waste my time. Yeah. I can show you how to make a lot of cheese. I got the dialect of dairy in my diary. I'm from a lactose intolerance community. I wanna circulate the units in the unity. The continuity of opportunity for stacking bands. Opportunity to stack the figures with your family. I can show you how to get them figures in advance. I don't see nobody else but us giving a damn. So let me...
It's the NFL on EA Sports as we are in the inner harbor of Baltimore at M&T Bank Stadium. Today we've got a fun little clash in the AFC as it'll be the Denver Broncos taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Wilson going to come out throwing. Finding Sutton on the out route, who makes the catch. 14 yards there on the first play from scrimmage.
That's a good start to the ball game. Maybe a little bit of a tone setter offensively. They come out throwing right away, and it's an early completion and a quick first down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A first carry now. This is Williams. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Williams going to get it again on 2nd down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
I'm quite sure that they envisioned a much better start to this game when they practiced all week. But they failed on that 3rd down play. That brings up 4th down, and they'll probably have to punt it away.
Okay, look at this. The punt team nowhere to be found. They're on the sidelines. Offense going to go for this on the opening drive. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And this is caught, that they say, out of bounds. A little bit of 1st down, but he couldn't stay in, and as a result, they're going to have to give up the football. So they give it up just on their side of midfield, and, yeah, I mean, a surprising decision there to go for that.
Must have a lot of confidence in his defense. Must feel like, hey, we're in great shape here because our defense can hold them because they're really outside of field goal range now, all right, the opposite team. So if you hold them here, you haven't given up any points. You may give up a punt and you're pinned down a little bit, but must have thought it was an okay spot to go for it and decided to be aggressive.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. They'll get this up to the 34, and a good lane opening up right away for it. 12 yards to pick up there, good for a Raven first. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the 2nd and the 3rd levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes in the run game, you can make the argument that quickness beats size. And how about the example right here?
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. From the gun, it's Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Jackson now. Forced out to his left. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. Tucker's kick is good, and the Ravens strike first at 3's in. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And they're coming off a fourth down gamble that last drive that backfired CD, but really not as badly as it could. Their defense held up and only gave up 3 points.
And what they want to do is play off the momentum the defense gave them. Only giving up the 3 points in that situation after they failed on fourth down. Now they want to make it pay off. They want to pay homage to the defense and have their own.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. It's a gain of 35.
And what great recognition between a receiver and his quarterback, because he's going to recognize the trouble, and then he has 2 options. Cut off the route and come back to help, or head straight down the field, and he chooses the latter, and it turns into a huge play.
On first down, Wilson.
That would almost intercepted, but it's incomplete. Not a good throw there, and it'll be second down.
Those are the ones you dream of as defenders. I think if he gets eyes on the ball a little bit earlier, he might come away with it. Instead, it's going to wind up as just an incomplete pass.
On second down, Williams. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
On third down, Wilson. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Coverage is awfully tight there on third down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up fourth down.
The kick by Maher is good, and that will tie us at 3-3. So good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt, just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was a nice score.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
These two teams all tied after one. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Now it's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. The quick feet by Jackson. Now he's loose at the 40. And he will step out of bounds here inside the 30. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. So he wanted to pass it, but that thing turned out much better.
And And the crowd really responded, didn't they? They always like it better when the quarterback who's scrambling around actually takes off and runs downfield, and that's exactly what he did.
The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson. Flush to his right. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down. Well, we've seen Jackson already have success in the first half running the football, and he gets good yardage on the ground again there. I mean, I know it's a $64,000 question, CD, but how do they contain him better?
You have to win against the blockers ahead of you. If those guys even occupy a defender for even a half a second, then Lamar Jackson is gone. You've got to take those blockers and move them so that you have clear vision of Lamar Jackson, and hopefully you can hem him in.
On 2nd down, here's Jackson. Flushed out right. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. Thankfully for the offense, a fortuitous bounce there on the fumble goes out of bounds because they're down here in the red zone. You don't want to lose one there.
You don't want to lose one, and the best part, because it went out of bounds, they retain possession, still have an opportunity to put points on the board.
A give up the middle to Dobbins. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. A gain of 3, 2nd down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And with that, they're now out of timeouts and still plenty of time remaining here in this 2nd quarter. On 2nd down, Jackson eluding the pressure right. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Ravens have taken the lead. Well, this defense, so many things to worry about in the red zone area, but you'd have to almost think that Lamar Jackson running the football, that might be number 1.
It should be number 1, and in this portion of the field where things shrink a little bit because the receivers can't run past anyone because they'll run out of real estate, you should have all eyes on Lamar Jackson when the ball is snapped and try and keep him back in the pocket.
Yeah, I don't think that they were surprised he was running it there. They just couldn't stop him, and he ends up in the end zone. Tucker with the extra point, and the lead is now 10-3. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out in the running game.
And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. Ball on the 36 now. Here's a 2nd down and 9. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Ravens are going to have the
they say whatever. Opinions change just like the weather. I got a question for whoever. Who do it better? Who do it better? Who do it better? Who do it better? Who do it better?
Yeah, this the king of crunk. Sometimes they call me Lucifer. Talk about you do this and that. Ain't none of that they're new to us. Acting like that you pop off. No damn well that you grew to us. Been in my own lane. Carry you like that dually truck. Trend following. I'm surprised you just now catching up. It's my way or the highway, baby girl. I'm not a settler. Don't play with my kind. I'm out of my mind. I promise it get pitiful. They love me. They love me. I promise I do the bare minimum. My people, they say that I'm underrated, but it's crazy. I'm steady, they killing them. Can't ride my wave, I'm flipping them. Come up for some earth and I'm dipping them.
I'm so sick of all you. Weak. Sick of being so man. It's dead for that, man. It's 2023. Maybe I see. Talk about, man. All I wanna do is talk and talk and talk. I can really give up.
Yeah. Back on my ways. Missing my girl, I ain't seen her in days. What can I say? I'm out in the baby, trying to get paid. Look what I made. Thousands of people are knowing this Jay. I never change. Can put myself back in that minimum wage. Gotta keep all in this crunch time. Eating these rappers is lunchtime. You the man only sometimes.
We are about 10 miles or so southwest of downtown Los Angeles at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. Coming up, we got a good matchup on tap here, as it'll be the Baltimore Ravens taking on the LA Chargers. Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And we are underway in Southern California. And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
Herbert going to go to the air right away. Rolling to his right. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Back to the air, Herbert on second down. He finds his target, Allen. 27 yards there, a first down.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. He'll buy some time right. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 down at the 31. Back to throw here, Herbert. Dancing to his left. A little short pass. This is Everett. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. Justin Herbert looking to throw on second down. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
Chances are good he's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in this opening drive, and they were looking his way for a third.
I think they put this defense on notice that that could be a really, really frequent combination. They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. And he'll get nothing out of that one. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play. And that's going to lead them to 4th down. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that. But by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. Herbert operating from the red zone. Sliding out of the pocket. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain. Eckler will score. Touchdown, Chargers.
Like what we saw right there, good running down near the goal line because that was a really good drive. They were able to possess the ball, have some early success moving it downfield, and then clearly the most important thing, finishing things off with the ball in the end zone.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that makes the score 7-0. Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away. No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Escaping the pressure right. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, you know, paramount for this defense is trying to keep Lamar Jackson somewhat contained when he tries to run. They did a pretty good job of it there.
And you know it's so difficult for every defense that has to prepare for Lamar Jackson? You have to think and play at the same time. And I know that sounds like something you're supposed to do, but when you have to think about your assignments against him, it often slows down your feet. You don't move as fast. You got to be prepared for this guy every step of the way and then try and match his athleticism.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
One of the best best in the NFL, in no small part because of his running ability. But on that play, didn't matter to the defense at all. Nice stop for them, a feather in their cap for getting the sack and brought down one of the toughest guys to catch in the NFL.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. They'll look to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. That's sacked by Khalil Mack. So now make that a 2nd sack for them on this drive.
And Brandon, we hear it every week when we go out to do a game. Everyone talks about playing complementary football. Their offense goes down and scores. They see that, and they want to back them up, and that they did, getting 2 sacks on this first drive.
Well, that'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. This could end up being a pretty big drive. I mean, look, yes, it's early in this game, but they scored the touchdown. They got the stop. And now if they could get in the end zone here again, CD, they could grab an early stranglehold on this one.
Yeah, they certainly can, and that's what you're looking for. Where's the advantage? Can you gain it? Can you press it? Now for them, finishing it off because right now it's out there for them. They've just got to go seize it.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Flush to his right. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
As soon as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want to throw it short. In this case, he took the shot.
A dangerous pass there, and it's intercepted. And the Ravens are going to get possession of the football as time will run out on this first quarter of play. After 7-0 on EA Sports. They'll run up the gut with Dobbins. Down to about the 45.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 6. Another run here with Dobbins. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42. Chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on fourth. They snap it at one. Now it's Jackson. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Ravens go for it, but come up empty. And the Charger defense stands tall, and they get the football back. The Charger drive about to get going.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Buying time to his left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
On fourth down, Herbert. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, Jackson. Flushed out right. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. Say hello to Eric Kendricks. He gets the sack there. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. Throwing is Jackson. He completes it to Beckham. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
And now at this point in the first half, you've got to realize as an offense, you're not going to get it all back in one fell swoop. This is going to be about sustained drives and making sure you finish with points. And that's a good throw there for a 1st down.
Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't too well.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
Smart move to throw that one away. You're in field goal range, so you definitely don't want to be loose with the ball. And that's great work by this defense to force a 4th down.
Tucker's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So that kick gives them their first points of the game, CD, and it comes on the 3rd drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, and I would say if you're the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger points. They've struggled with a few drives so far, finally got 3 out of it. How do you find the end zone? That's what he's searching for now.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
The Charger drive about to get going. And with a 7-3 lead, we'll see how aggressive they want to be.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Here's Herbert. Escaping the pressure right. And the pressure gets to him again. It's a loss of a yard, so they'll wind up crediting him with a sack, and it brings up 3rd down. And for the defense, their 3rd sack of the game.
That number tells you that they're starting to put it together with their defensive game plan. They're starting to feel pretty good about what the offense is doing, bringing the pressure at the right time, and putting the quarterback on the ground.
3rd and long, it's Herbert. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
And absolutely zero surprise that that one was incomplete, huh? I mean, truthfully, how many OCs have we seen with 3rd and 20 on their play sheet and go, oh, I've got the exact play to dial up?
No, that's just a head scratching down when you're facing a 3rd and 20. Tried to complete it, couldn't get it done.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away.
Fielded at about the 28. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out.
A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return.
And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And with only 4 seconds on the clock, time likely for just one snap of the football.
Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. He's going to take a shot at the end zone. Why not? And got his man complete. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the 3rd quarter.
No run back here to begin the half, and we will start at the 25-yard line.
The ball Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
Now Jackson on second down. Flush to his right. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down at a 21-yard gain.
Facing second and short, that gives you a chance to go for a bigger play through the air. But I think he said to himself, why not just handle this one? Got all the yards you needed and then some, and made that snap a huge success.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. And the tackle for loss goes to Eric Kendricks.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Now it's Jackson. Flushed out right.
That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman.
And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers 30. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup.
That is definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
And with the play clock getting closer to 0, John Harbaugh is going to call a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Now Jackson. Over the middle to Beckham. And they move this all the way down to the 9. The end result, 21 yards.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Jackson now. That is caught. It's Bateman for a Raven touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown there. And the Ravens have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. Oh, such great concentration there, going right up against the side of the end zone, but able to get the feet in bounds.
There are so many things that go into that catch, and you just mentioned the concentration, being able to catch the football, get your feet down in bounds, hang on to it all the way through the process of the catch. That was a phenomenal play.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead is now 10-7. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Charger drive about to get going. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now it's Herbert. They'll roll him out right. For Keenan Allen, that's complete. Give him 15 yards on that one and a Charger 1st down. And now the Ravens are going to take another timeout. And that's going to leave them with just one timeout remaining still in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Go.
Here's Herbert. Being chased out left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
And he's going to be down close to a 1st down at the Ravens' 37. And now they're in the hurry-up. On 3rd down, here's Eckler. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger 1st.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Herbert on 1st down now. Eluding the pressure right. And Herbert going to slide to his stop, and he has a 1st down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And now this one may draw a penalty. He just blindly threw that one to the sideline. And yep, indeed, the flag is out. Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
5-9.
On 2nd down, Eckler. And he'll be taken down after a decent gain, and that will bring us to the end of this 3rd quarter of play. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Chargers on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 17. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. And his kick is good. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the 4th quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And we essentially have a brand new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest of this 4th quarter. Meanwhile, Jackson's throw complete there to Beckham.
First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
And partner, in a tie game in the fourth quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars, and he came through with a nice catch right there.
Dobbins running out of the gun. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd down. Jackson. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Joey Bosa able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this fourth quarter. After that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. And they're out of timeouts, remember, so this is going to have to be a delay.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. Here's Jackson. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And he backs it away, and it falls down incomplete.
That would have been a nice one to hit on in a tie game. You start to think that one big play, maybe the next big play, could turn out to be the game winner. They took the big shot, but it winds up incomplete.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Davis now to return it. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the fourth quarter. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. 51 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Good yardage there on 1st down, exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches. That's going to be complete to his tight end, Everett. And he is going to have the Chargers 1st down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and put the down marker back to run.
Getting down to the good stuff, all tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports.
They'll come up now, 2nd and 9. Herbert. This is swung out to Eckler.
That completion helps out in a nice way. Now they can take a little bit more time, but guess what? They've got to make sure on their throws that they see it open, not just anticipate it.
Well, here's a big one. You can just feel it. This is 3rd down now. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. A good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 45-yard line.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
I think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. 1st down, and they stick with Eckler. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
And when you get good yardage like that on 1st down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
And they pitch it to Eckler. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with 13 seconds left to play. This is 1st and 10. Running on 1st down, Eckler. And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. 2 seconds on the clock. This for the win. Splits the uprights on the chip shot. And this home crowd is in a frenzy as their guys have pulled it out of the end. So this one's over. It's in the win column for the LA Chargers. And they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants...
and max feel splurging. Living proof what you can have, keep working, okay. People let it talk, they say what